All right, a pleasant good morning to you from Tony'sPicks.com. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to Night Moves here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel as we get you ready for the action here for Tuesday, January 7th. Man, we're moving along here already and getting ready for our big football weekend here as we head into the postseason and just a couple of days away from the college football national semifinals here on Thursday and Friday. We saw there, of course, on uh, Monday night, the FCS National Championship. And hey, how about it? We brought home the winner there, didn't we? Hey, it wasn't easy, but we were able to get it home last night, win the game between, uh, no doubt about the winner there with Montana State, but we gave out Illinois State here on the show, plus 10.5 points. And great game, great comeback by Illinois State. Montana State gets the win in overtime. They blocked the extra point, went down and went down. They started with 25 and scored the touchdown, and we got the win here with Illinois State. Yeah, it just turned out that Illinois State kind of like their season. They didn't start off that great, and they came on strong, got us the money. But Montana State, the Bobcats, national champions in FCS last night. All right, let me put the banner up here for the date and say hello to the folks in the chat as we get ready to roll here on probably a brisk little show with 6 games in the NBA. We've got 10 games in the NHL, and I'll look at 5 or 6 games here in college basketball. That'll be the gist of the schedule here. There's some international soccer back in play on Tuesday. Forest takes on West Ham. There's some action in Serie A as well. And we got picks for you over at Tony'sPicks.com, where you'll find our premium picks, absolutely our best picks every day over at Tony's Picks. You can use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 15% off those premium pick packages. Let's go over to Tony'sPicks.com and see who was hot on the handicapper leaderboards on Monday night. Can't wait to see who. There we go. Look at that solo up there with a 3-0 day. Great job by solo Steve Duncan. 4-1. At least Steve won in hockey. I can't say that I did yesterday. Did we get the reverse sweep on the show here yesterday? Oh man, I'm lucky to have a job here on the show. At least we had a good day in the NBA. DeAndre, we're always going to visit his page to see what winner he brought us again. You see already here having a successful year. DeAndre knows how to get it done, get his Taco Tuesday best bet in there. Man, I feel fortunate that DeAndre has chosen me to come on. He's been on some of our other shows as well, but he's got man, he's ready to roll here tomorrow. Look at this. He's going with a 5-pack here. Big time college basketball. He likes the card tomorrow. It was Charleston. That's who we had there in that game against. Oh, man, I should have. You know what? Look at that. Great win there for College of Charleston, though, over William and Mary. Hey, I was on here talking tribe, and so great call by DeAndre, the premium pick there on Monday night. And wasn't much else going on, but we did have some winners here as well. Take a look at some of the others here. There I am, 2-1 yesterday. Okay, we'll take it. 2-1, huh? There with our performance. Yeah, we had a winner in the NBA with the Clippers game to go under. That was our premium pick. Let's go to my page here and promote. There's Jorge with a couple of winners as well. All right, hey, we're starting the year off in the green. That's all we can do. And there's a pretty good run in some of the sports here this week. I'm up in NFL, NCAA football, NBA, and college basketball. Hey, we could do worse. So let's just keep it going here and roll with me here in 2026. There it is. We had the Clippers there. The under in that one there with the Clippers, and the Warriors is our premium pick winner there on Monday night in the NBA. All right. And you can use the promo code TonyT at checkout, save 15%. You can always click on the upcoming tab. That's where you see the next games up in chronological order. If you're in a hurry, you can always go here and get a pick for $25 a la carte from the crew over at Tony's Picks. You can click on the All Cappers tab, find the handicapper of your choice, click on their handicapper profile page, and that's how you get signed up. The All Cappers tab is algorithm based, usually with the hottest cappers at the top. DeAndre right there in the number 1 slot right now. That's our guy here on Night Moves. And I'm a near the top there as well. With a little bit of run here, like I said, not a great performance here on the show with the NHL last night. That's for sure. But see if we can't bring home some winners tonight on a little bit bigger card. NBA, we did have some nice winners here last night, including the Detroit Pistons over the New York Knicks. We had that one here on Night Moves. Also had a Night Moves winner here with the Toronto Raptors crushing Atlanta. Night Moves winner, Suns and Rockets game to go under. Yeah, that was a big time under there. We also had Charlotte yesterday as well, plus points, but they would have covered the reverse line. What was that paid yesterday on a reverse play there with the Hornets crushing the Thunder there. Also, we had the over in the Nuggets and the Sixers. And you know what? I'm only going to take a 5-3 record. We did go with the Clippers last night when we were on the show. They were laying a point. They won by 1 point. So maybe a push. Maybe they were laying 1.5, a couple books there when we were talking about it last night. Warriors did go off the 4-point favorite there after Harden was out, to be fair. So not going to take credit for the win, but the Clippers did get it done. We did recommend the Clippers on the show. A lot of these times, a lot of my plays are algorithm-based plays. We're looking at playing against the spots for the most part. Yes, injuries are a big factor, but remember they're baked in. And a lot of times you're just trying to play the algorithm of the teams a little bit. Is it a good spot on the road? Do they play well as a favorite? Things like that. It's always going to be baked into the line. You can still have a great performance. Hey, Clippers won without Harden in the lineup there last night after they became a 4-point dog. So not taking credit for. I'll take credit for the under for sure. We talked about Harden's potential. We mentioned him as questionable there last night, but nonetheless, did get the premium winner on the under there. And let's say hello to the folks in the chat and get going on the show. There was some Black Friday news yesterday, Black Monday news yesterday. Pete Carroll's out here in Vegas after just one season. Who will Tom Brady hire now? They got another guy in there. They got a general manager too, but you got to wonder who are the Raiders going to bring in here right now to follow up the disaster that was Pete Carroll. I mean, look, maybe it was just a little bit too much to ask for Pete Carroll, but they're not putting very much talent on the field right now. Cardinals fired Jonathan Gannon, just 15-36 in 3 years. Their coaching situation continues to go downhill. Kevin Stefanski was fired. 46-58 in Cleveland in 6 years. That's not terrible. I was surprised, actually. There was some fallout there with Sanders and Stefanski. Look, I want to give Sanders a chance, but statistically, he does not stack up to hardly any quarterback in the league, quite frankly. He's got a terrible rating. I want him to achieve here. And hey, like I said yesterday, wins are the most important thing, and he got those. So look, a quarterback rating can be fixed or improved on. Wins are hard to come by, but Sanders said, "Hey, me and Coach weren't getting along that well. I didn't understand him, or something to that effect, and just was a little bit awkward there. Maybe, just maybe. Not saying that Sanders is the future quarterback of this team, but Stefanski is a guy on the outs here right now. How about the big games? Let me go to the chat here right now. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Oh, we're got that. Where am I at? There we are. Hello to everyone. Thank you for joining me here on the show. Let's start it off with see who's here. We've got Sonny in the chat. He was with me on Cornell and Cornell. Sonny, I left for 5 minutes. They went up. They were up 9. Sonny, we were on Columbia. I can tell you what happened, but I'm not sure what's going on now. Someone did later, so maybe I wasn't clear. Because someone later on said, Ramon, who are you on? And let me go back to that. Now I'm worried about that. I'm sure we gave out Columbia here on the show. We were on Columbia in the game. Let me see what's going on here. Sorry about that. Hey, Sonny, I apologize. Let me see here. I was going to see if we can't dial it up. I might be able to dial it up here. Let me just go to some other comments here. Mr. Wesker says, "Oh yeah, how about Steve Kerr? He went full on Draymond in that game." He might be backing up his guy. Robot Glock's a member now. Hello to Timmy Two Shoes here in the chat. I'm looking for the I'm surfing YouTube here right now from last night's show to see if I screwed up because I, um, I I'd feel terrible because I didn't give that game other than giving it out here. I mean I went pretty big Columbia in the under. I mean Columbia in the over in that game. Oh man, I feel terrible, Sonny. I just got to speak more clearly here. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, are those real? Those ejection props there, Mister? Hello to my buddy here. Great to see him there. We're gonna keep on going. Refs won that game for the Clippers. All right, let's see here. I'm almost found that YouTube back there in the background here. I think we can see if we got it here. I'm looking at the transcript. I'm looking at the transcript to see what I said. Uh, there's no doubt there's a lot of talk about this. If it happens, man, I will be stunned. But you know what? Crazier things have happened. Personal account, man. Nice to see personal account here. Oh man, it's great to have personal account joining us. Also, Psychotic Mafia is here tonight. And nobody's winning. Yeah, I mean, look, you could bring in the right assistants. You could, look, head coaches are. Let's not go there, I guess. And let's see, Combe, first win. Combe, first win in 9 years in New York. Combe. Who played in New York? Who played in Columbia, right? Oh, Columbia. No. Jerry, thank you for being here as always. All right, and that's it from the chat there. But man, I hope we got it. I think I found it here. Let me see here. I think I know we had Columbia. Can anybody in the chat back me up on that? All right. I mean, hey, Columbia, right on the Hudson Valley. All right, we'll get ready. We'll get started with the show. See if I can't find that here if we need to. Hopefully, Sonny's not too mad in there. But I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody? Right, at the Columbia there last night. I mean, it's right here on my sheet too. My night moves sheet with the winner all highlighted, like I was going to talk about here, Columbia, right now there. So. Little sneak peek of all my notes look like. No wonder I can't get the trends right when we're talking on the show here. All right, going to be a good show there here right now with 6 games in the NBA and the big NHL card. And like I said, I got I think top 5 games in college. It's a good card here for sure with some big conference action going on. So hey, we might not wait and get started with the show here tonight and get ready with the NBA. And that was the other thing. Someone did ask, so maybe I wasn't clear in the original segment because someone later in the show said, Ramon, what did you take in that first game? I said, I'm on Columbia. Okay, let's get into it here. Hey, it's a great night for some tennis, man. I haven't opened up my public tennis slate yet. I mean, we are in a little bit of beta here still. That means I'm betting, but not. Hey, public play has got to be, fully secured. We're in the first week of play here on the tennis scene, and we'll be getting ready to fire here with action also over at Tony's Picks. We're in a little bit of action in Brisbane right now. We've got the action also coming in from Auckland, and there's also play in Hong Kong with the men right now. So it's good opening to the tennis season. I mean, everybody is getting rolling here, and we're already getting some results here that I'm about ready to open up my slate here at Tony's Picks with one of my best sports on the tennis scene. Okay. Let's get ready and get going here with the show right now. We're going to start off here in the NBA on Tuesday night and get into the action here with you. Where's the... Okay, here we go with The Cavaliers are taking on the Pacers here in this one. You got the Cavaliers here favored on the road by 5.5. Total 234.5. Looks like we've gone up here. We might need an update to start the show. I'm seeing, been seeing some 235 out there right now. So, hey, let's bump it up here because it's going up. It feels like right now with the Cavaliers and the Pacers. Of course, the Pacers are in a dreadful situation here right now with their wins and losses. I mean, they cannot buy a win here. A big time losing streak right now for the Pacers. Currently come in here with a 10 game. I think it's a 10 games. It's 11 games. I think I've lost count right now with this losing streak for the Pacers. Cleveland did have their 3-game winning streak snapped last time against Detroit. Now, still dealing with a Detroit team that is 9-22 against the spread as a favorite. You might be looking for spots here. Pacers have lost 6 in a row at home right now. They are just 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 games coming in. But well, I'm trying to find something for the Pacers. They have won 6 of the last 9 meetings against Cleveland and covered 6 of the last 8 overall. That's pretty okay, but only a couple of them have been this year. Cleveland's won them both, 135, 119 on the road. Cleveland got the money, and Cleveland, Indiana did get the money back in November in a 120-109 victory. They're at home, so just 1-1 here ATS for these guys in their first 2 meetings. But Cleveland's still one of the worst teams in the league against the spread. Now on the road, they're just a little bit better. They have 6 spread wins on the road, just 3 spread wins, I think. No, 6 on the road, 6 at home. But as a favorite, that's where Cleveland struggles, 9-22 against the spread. As a favorite, Indiana is 10-9 against the spread at home. Cleveland's just 4-9 against the spread in their last 13 games overall coming in. I mean, I don't know if I can do it. I might have to do it. I might be on the Pacers here, actually, in this game. Look, we've taken the Pacers a few times here during the poor streak. They did have some covers. They covered against Houston. They covered against Orlando in the matchup back on New Year's Eve, back here 2 days ago. Orlando did win 135-127 as a 6.5 point favorite. So look, Cleveland starting to turn around just a little bit here. They still are, got a 20-17 record overall right now. So let's see what you have. But I think I might be on the Pacers, gang. If you guys got anything here, let me know. And talk about the total maybe a little bit as well. You got a Cleveland team has gone under in 4 of their last 5 games coming into this one. However, they are 9-6 to the over on the road. Indiana is 14-17 to the under at home. I don't know if there's a lot going on in there other than these teams are just slight unders for sure. But let me go to the chat here in this one right now. And hey, I want to say a detail for you. Hey, man, thanks to hey, look, I mean, I got my guy here, detail for you, and he's asking about the total. I'm almost sorry that I really am not solid on the total in this game. Detail. Hopefully, you're a regular. And you know that I'm of anybody on this channel that I talk totals more than probably anybody, and I'm pretty, 50-50, as far as like which side or total that I'm playing in each game. This game, I'm going with a side, and I'm not quite ready to make the move on the total just yet. I don't really like to give out leans either, so we could go the other way, but stick around, detail. I got some totals coming up. Mr. Wesker's giving us the injury report in this game. Man, I wish I could have someone give me the injury report for every game, so I have to click the button and look it up. But you got Spider is out of this game, so that's a big deal. I mean, that has to be the biggest deal here. He's already been ruled out of this game with his arrest. That's probably part of the handicap here for sure. You got Wade and Allen, though. You have both questionable there right now. As for the Pacers are concerned, Ben Maturin is out. I believe it's a broken thumb. Does he have here? And also Jackson is questionable with a concussion there. Timmy, you didn't have to go You didn't have to go all back and do that. I was actually going to do it if there was a. I mean, I know that he's not going to. That's incredible, Timmy. That is insane that you just did that. I was looking at the little transcript there, and I just hadn't get through it. I'm doing a show and doing that at the same time. I just don't want to let anybody down, and I've done it before. Hey, I've gone on one show only a couple of times. Have I done it where I've and try not to, but sometimes it's more. Um, I'm never wishy-washy, but maybe I don't put my note. But I mean, we've been almost doing this 4 years. I can probably count on one hand where I'm like, one gets show, I'm like, I like the under over here, and then I always find out later. I apologize. I've come on the air and said, hey, we've done this before. We've had this. Apologies, whatever. All right, Tuesday night in Indy, tough to get up for the game, Cab. Yeah, I'm on the Pacers. Make no mistake here. I'm on the Pacers. I'm on the Pacers, everybody, on Night Moves. And hey, we had a pretty good day in the NBA. Let's do it again here in this one. That's incredible, Timmy. No, nothing personally. I hope that because maybe Sonny just stepped out though too. He's been doing a great job on this channel, commenting on some of the other shows as well. So I don't want Sonny to get mad at me. I don't see him in here all of a sudden, and I'm worried because he's been doing a great job with us. But I'm pretty sure. I mean, I cashed. I know that. Look, I want to bring the winners here. I didn't have as a premium. That's one thing. My job is to come here and try to give out some great information too. And hey, like I said, even if you go against the pick, I don't care. I try to present. I'm a trend guy. I like the narrative of the trends here, and yeah, sometimes I go against it too, of course. But I want you guys just to have some great information. I mean, I could just come on here and say who the winner is, right? That wouldn't be very entertaining. And sometimes when you have the eye test, or maybe you're basing it on average, average. Just say stats aren't the most exciting thing in the world. All right. Oh, thanks again. Personal account, man. It's really good to see it in here. All right. Thank you. Thanks, personal account. Man, that's really cool of you. Nice to meet you in here today. It looks like you're someone who was watching before and maybe hadn't had the opportunity to comment with me. So appreciate that. All right. Also here. Okay, yes, that one's done. Here we go. Let's move on to the next one here with the Madge on the road taking on the Wizards. Magic come in here 20-16 right now. They've been alternating wins and losses here of late. They come in off of a win over those Pacers, as I just mentioned, that victory. They'd actually played 2 of 3 and beat the Pacers in both of them, although they split against the spread. They also lost to Chicago a couple nights ago in between those Pacers games. For Washington, meanwhile, they lost to Minnesota at home 141-115. They had won consecutive games there. They're actually playing about as well as they have right now, are the Washington Wizards. Problem here is, speaking of trends, this is one of the more one-sided series right now in the league when it comes to Orlando and Washington. Orlando has won 10 straight meetings over Washington right now, and yeah, they should, right? But they're also 6-1 against the spread, so that's pretty solid. It's just that Orlando's 1-7 ATS on the road right now, and just 4-12 against the spread overall, despite having a winning record. They are quote unquote overrated here. Maybe you like them. I still like Orlando as a team, but they're usually laying a few too many points. I think that youthful perception of them has worked against them for the most part. Washington's not great either, but they are 8-4 against the spread in their last 12 games overall right now. And like I said, they're playing about as well as they have. They've actually won 4 of their last 6 games. So you think you take Washington here in this role, or maybe Orlando, looking for a spot where they can kind of get back on track, and hey, maybe against this team, a team that they, do dominate, maybe that's a good spot for them. Still going to lay some points here, some some serious points on the road with this Orlando team that does not cover very well. Washington does not cover very well either. 7-10 against the spread at home, 13-18 against the spread as a dog. So you could say maybe the fact that they're kind of neutral on each, but still you got to lay the 7.5 points. I still might do it here. Let's see what you guys have in this one. For the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Washington's gone under in 4 of their last 5, but Washington's 11-6 to the over at home so far, and Orlando is 10-8 to the over on the road. So let's go to the chat, and if you guys have a play, let me know. All right. Mr. West says, I'm not, no way am I back in the Magic here. They look terrible against it. They did, but I might do it, Mr. Weskers. I might do it in this one. All right. Timmy wants to see the lineup. Oh man. Let's see what we can make of this right now. In this one, Jalen Suggs is doubtful here. Keyshawn George is out of this game. All right, man. Like I said, I mean, if anything, I'm kind of looking towards Orlando here to break one off here. Oh, personal count 12 games. Oh, is it 12 games that the Pacers have lost? Like I said, my notes get a little sketchy, and I don't even know. Sometimes when you're, I don't know, when you're me and you. Well, sometimes you know the streaks by heart, right? 6 games, 7 games, 8. Once it starts to get in that range, that's when you lose track. Yeah, and a good point here, right? When you talk about Orlando here in this role, I mean, obviously, they're giving up some points for sure here right now. The Wiz here for Robot Glock. Personal accounts, really good to have personal account here today. And we'll talk about it here with the Georgia game coming up. We got that one in the preview for sure. I know Vegas Al previewed that game too. Hope you caught Alessandro here in the show before me. He had some great things to say there yesterday, making fun of the NBA. He had me laughing. Okay. Oh, hey, I am on the Magic here, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to take the Magic and lay it here against the Wizards. Neither team is very good against the number. And yes, Orlando definitely not in their best role here right now. And if anything, Washington playing a little bit better. Worried about Suggs not in this lineup, and still Franz Wagner, Mo Wagner still out for these guys. But I'm going to take the Magic here to get it done on the road. All right. Am I missing the Nunya Biz pod? Oh, play of the day. I thought it was a pod. I'm like, is there really a Nunya podcast I'm not listening to? I mean, I'd be on that every day. All right. Hey, Cinna figured out. Nice to see you there. Yeah, the Hornets and the Pistons, Nuggets plus the points. Thank you. He's going back to bed. Thank you, Cinna. I wish I was Cinna. Mr. Weskers, if you could come through with the injuries every show here. I don't know what I'd do for you, but all right. Let's get into the next one here. I'm on the Magic. A little bit uncomfortable. All right. Here we go. Oh, also under for personal account. That's that's maybe the direction I'd look to. I promised these totals, and I got to find some here. I'm on a couple sides. Here we go. Next up. The Spurs are on the road here against the Grizzlies. We got a 3 block of games at 8:10 Eastern. Grizzlies here on a 4-game losing streak all of a sudden. I mean, why can't these guys, once they get going and then all of a sudden they're going downhill again here. Meanwhile, taking on the Spurs. Spurs off of a loss at home to Portland. If anything, they've had a little bit of rough and tumble here right now, especially with Wemby out. Let's get Mr. Weskers. All right, this is so cool. Wouldn't this change the dynamic of the show? Wouldn't this change the dynamic of the show? Here you got Morant questionable here. Wemby questionable. Vassell is out in this game as well. Here, Vince Williams questionable right now. So I think more injuries on the Memphis side. You just have the big man out there on the Spurs or questionable for the Spurs, and we'll see what Wemby right now. I'm 50-50 on him here. I'm not sure. I mean, I'd be leaning towards no, I think, right now. Oh, there were the Spurs injuries. Gosh, Mr. West, because I sure hope you're copying and pasting, because I'd hate to have to type all that in every time. Maybe it's AI. Let's see. Over for the Pacers here from personal account. Man, it's good to have PA trying to make up a nickname. All right, Memphis against the spread, maybe. I don't know. Oh, man. And let's see here. Timmy says under and hang on in this one. Here also, Mr. Westers. All right, man. Where would I be without these chat rooms on these shows? All right, I am taking Memphis here in this one. Give me the Grizz. I know the Spurs probably on the surface, especially with Memphis, man. 5-15 as an underdog right now, but I'm going to take them here, plus these points at home against the Spurs. Just because right now, I mean, with this Wemby information, I'm just not sure, so I'm going to lean in here and take Memphis as a home dog here in this one. Memphis is on a skid. There's no doubt about it, Robot. I mean, they failed in 4 straight games. They lost those 2 games to the Lakers there. Also dropped the games to Philadelphia and Washington as well. But I'm going to take them here in this one. San Antonio's had their share of problems covering numbers here of late. Again, they've had Wemby here out of the lineup a little bit, but Spurs are just 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games. Now they are 10-5 against the spread, last 15 against Memphis. Overall here coming in, Memphis just 1-4 against the spread in their last 5. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone over. However, San Antonio's 5-6 to the under in their last 1-5 to the under in their last 6 games, and Memphis 7-13 to the under as an underdog. Yeah, maybe that's the call. I know I owe our friend a total there. Maybe I should have went with a total, but look, maybe we're gonna have a premium here, and I'll just say it again. Memphis here, pretty solid under as an underdog in this role. All right, I remember the cough button that time. Thank you. Here we go. Next up. All right, the Miami Heat and the Minnesota Timberwolves, a couple of expansion teams back in the day, with the Heat on the road here, coming in 20-16. Minnesota 23-13. Minnesota riding a 2-game winning streak here right now, and continuing to look pretty good because continuing to build those wins. Yeah, they come up with a loss here and there, but they just beat Miami the other night, 121-115 on the road as a 2.5-point favorite. That stopped Miami's streak. Actually, Miami was very, very hot here of late. They're one of the better spread teams going right now, especially as an underdog, 12-6 against the spread as an underdog. We know Minnesota is a dreadful spread team so far, despite a 23-13 straight up record, 12-6 at home. They're still 12-18 against the spread as a favorite, and Minnesota 10-6 against the spread on the road. This is the Miami spot. It feels like, especially when they're kind of coming in off of a loss, the only loss that they really suffered here in the last several games. They're 5-1 straight up and against the spread in the last 6 games, and the one game was against Minnesota. So yeah, they're on the road. That might be a revenge situation. You got a team like Miami playing pretty well, starting to put things back together against a team that frankly does not cover the spread very well in the Minnesota Timberwolves. Even though they've won 13 of their last 18 games, Miami is just 3-12 straight up against Minnesota in the last 15 meetings between the two teams. Miami's gone under in 10 of their last 15 games. Minnesota's gone under in 6 of their last 12 games at home. However, 13 of the last 19 games between these two teams have gone over. Minnesota is definitely going under in a lot of these home games, gang. Let's see what you have here in this one. A little bit intriguing for sure. But man, I promised some totals, and I might have to take another side here. Let me see what you guys got in this one. Minnesota and Miami here. Thanks, Mr. Weskers. Man, okay, let's go. With these injuries here, man, did I miss the last? Did I miss it on the last one? Here we go. All right, Shannon is. Let's see. Oh, okay. Shannon is out here for sure for Minnesota. Still got that foot situation. The abductor Hallis, or what is that? Is that athlete's foot, or what's going on there? Tyler Hero, that toe injury continues to bother him. He's questionable. Your Hawk has a turned ankle there for sure. Thank you, Mr. Weskers. Now I know we're copied and pasted though with those, and I do appreciate it, even if you're not. All right. Mr. Weskers likes Hero to make that return here to the lineup. And yeah, I got to take Miami here in this one. Heat to retaliate. Wolves in a route for Robot Glock here. Look, they're also playing pretty well. Okay, here's Nunya with the under here, so I do appreciate that. I want to get a totals play out there for my man, but just got to take the Heat here right now. Taking all sides. Maybe, DeAndre takes those sides, and, I'm a totals guy. It works out great when DeAndre and I are together because I do love my totals. I am more totals player than a sides player, but hey, you know what? DeAndre didn't make it tonight, so we'll play the sides, all right? We'll play the sides, and I'll take Miami here. Again, the Miami playing really well here. The only team they couldn't beat was Minnesota here of late. So I'm always a Miami guy. I'm always a Spoelstra guy, right? You know that. You know that in the chat. I'm a Spoelstra guy for sure. He'll be he's got a Hall of Fame career going. None likes a 112 to 100 here and an under in that one. All right. Thank you guys, doing a great job here with me in the chat. Let's get to the next one here with the Lakers taking on the Pelicans right now. You got the Lakers coming in here 22-11. We know who they just beat, right, in the back-to-back games. We just mentioned it there with the Lakers being able to take down Memphis there in back-to-back games and cover the spread, both of them at home. New Orleans, meanwhile, they're back to struggling here again, New Orleans. On a long losing streak here right now for the Pels. So let's go. Let's see. Pelicans have lost 7 straight, just 1-6 against the spread. So that's not cutting it right now. Lakers also dominate this team. They've won 8 straight meetings between the two clubs and gone 9-3 against the spread the last 12 games against New Orleans overall. Lakers and New Orleans have gone under in 6 of their last 9, over in 6 of their last 9 meetings coming in. However, New Orleans has gone under here in a few games of late. Lakers a solid 13-8 at home. Pelicans a solid 13-8 at home against the spread right now, but the Lakers do a pretty good job on the road, 10-7 ATS. These two teams are combined 42-28 to the over. We mentioned New Orleans and the Lakers that go over in their series here, but despite the trend of the under a little bit for the Pelicans, they're still an over team here this season. I think I got to go with the over here in this one at 235 here right now. In fact, oh man, we got a typo here, or is it since since now I got to really too late. I mean, I've already said it. This total is 240 That's how long ago I typed these in, man. The opener was definitely 235 here on the sendout. A top offshore book opened at 235. The biggest book in the U.S. opened at 237 and a half. Now we're at 240 in this one. Okay, well, you know what? It's not going to be a premium. I certainly think it has a better chance of going over 240 than it does. Um, I want to say like under, but um, I'm already projecting it as an over, so we're going over still. But man, that is a healthy tax right there for sure on a big move there in this one between the Lakers and the Pelicans. Let me see here. We probably got the injury report as well from Nunya here. He's going over it. Reeves is still out right now. Uh, uh, Tiro, he is out as well. Hachimura is still out for the Lakers. Herb Jones, questionable. Sadiq Bey, questionable here for the Pelicans. All right. And Cinefigot out says he's thinking about the Pelicans on the money line in this one. Yeah, you probably get about $1.50 or some, what, $1.50 maybe here. I'll check it for you, no problem. Right now it's plus 175 here, maybe 185 at some of the other books. So, all right, man. I'm going to go over. I had to have a total, and look at that, 240 now. Wow. All right, Pelicans money line right there for Mr. Weskers. Hey, personal account. Got all his plays here. Let's see. Suns, Warriors money line. Thank you. Great job there. Personal account. Those are his plays from yesterday. Great job. All right. Nunya says Butler here a little bit. We're going to preview some college basketball games coming up. And Pell's on a losing streak here. Lakers limping past the Grizzlies. Yep, they had, hey, Lakers obviously had a big injury here of late as well. I mean, having Reeves out, some teams go out and make a three-headed monster, right? I'm not saying LeBron James is but when you've got LeBron James, you got Luka, and then you got a guy like Reeves, right? That's what you're looking for always, is what they say nowadays, 3 top players. It's hard not to put Austin Reeves in that category. All right. Well, let's see here. Heat Revenge for personal account there. Thanks, you guys. All right. If I'm going too slow for you, I apologize. I'm going with the over in the Lakers and the Pelicans. And finally, it's the Mavericks taking on the Kings here on Tuesday night. The Mavs are favored here by 5.5. Total's gone up here to 231.5 right now with the Mavs taking on the Kings here. For the Kings, they're another team on the losing streak here right now. They've lost 5 in a row, straight up and against the spread. Dallas has lost 4 of their last 5, straight up and against the spread as well. I mean, these two teams cannot get out of their own way. 2 of the worst here, especially spread-wise. With the Kings here, 12-24 ATS, 5-12 ATS at home, but Dallas is 2-8 against the spread as a favorite here. And Dallas, whatever reason, they don't play very well against the Kings. Now, sometimes when you're trying to figure out if it's a good trend or not, right? You're like, we know the Kings have been pretty subpar here for the last several years. These two teams do play 4 times a year, but Dallas is 7-13 against the spread in their last 20 games against Sacramento. So Kings maybe found, some they don't lose them all. Try to find some wins in there somewhere, and this is a series where Sacramento's actually been getting something done. They already beat the Mavs here at home already this season, 113-107 as a 2.5-point dog. And last year, Sacramento won here 110-100 over Dallas. Those times were a little bit different. Sacramento was actually an 8.5-point favorite in that game. So see what you got here in this one. 8 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams have gone under, but I'm not sure that that's what I'd look to necessarily, although Dallas is 2-8 to the under as a favorite this season. Sacramento's gone under in 4 of their last 6. I'm going to have to see, you see the total's gone from 230 to 231.5. Usually that initial move, it's not 100%, obviously, but usually that's the way the line's going to move and sometimes keep moving. So I'll just hold back on that. And even though Dallas, spread-wise here between these two teams, Kings are awful, but Dallas isn't much better. They are 17-19 against the spread overall, but like I said, 2-8 against the spread as a favorite. They don't cover very well against Sacramento, and they're 1-4 against the spread in their last 5. I can't sell you on Sac, but I'm taking them, and I'll take the Kings here. I went with 5 sides, and I just told my friend that I'd take a bunch of totals. All right. Let's see what we got here right now. And anything from you guys in this one? Oh, thank you, Mr. Weskers. Again, I keep missing that. Injuries there, but hey, we keep on doing it. All right. Let's take a look here. Maverick says, PJ, yeah, let me get the injuries here with Mr. Weskers. Injuries with Mr. Weskers. Could be a whole new show. Yeah, PJ, he's doubtful. I don't expect Washington to be able to make this lineup today, right now. And Keon Ellis, questionable here for the Kings. Keegan Murray, also, he's out here tonight. All right. Thank you to Mr. Weskers. Yeah, we're going to try him, Timmy. Timmy's going to try him with me. I mean, I'm going to take the Kings somewhere, if anything, right? I got 2 teams that can't cover the spread. Both teams, terrible in these roles, subpar teams. But I think the tiebreaker would be that the Kings actually have been playing. This is one team that they have a good matchup against for whatever it's worth right now. Yeah, Mr. Westwood said they did let him down last game. Hello to Ramel Davis in the chat. Nice to have Ramel Davis. Cool. Okay. All right. I guess that's it for the NBA, actually. Thanks a lot, you guys. I hope we got it. Hope we get it right. We were pretty good last night, so I'm a little worried here. But let's get to the colleges here. I picked 6 games. I hope they're good games. I mean, they are good games, but I know there's some other good games. I just picked the ones I thought were the best. Sometimes, I pick the smaller conferences when it's a top game, and I think we saw some of that last night, right? We talked about the win that we had here. We had 3 winners on night moves last night. Not only Columbia, but we had Nebraska. I had Nebraska over Ohio State there. And Stephen F. Austin, right? That was a good game. Definitely was never going to be a McNeese cover there. Stephen F. Austin there got the cover in that one against McNeese. All right, let's go to it and take a look, see if I've picked the best basketball games. You guys tell me. I'm going to start off here with St. John's taking on Butler. Here in this one, you've got St. John's, a road favorite, in this matchup against Butler here at Hinkle. 4.5 total, 161 here right now with these two, maybe 161.5 right now. You have St. John's coming in here just 9-5 currently, Butler 10-5 right now. St. John's did lose to Providence last time out at home, 77-71. The Johnnies have been struggling a little bit here covering numbers. For Butler, meanwhile, they've lost 2 consecutive games to Creighton and Villanova. Butler is 3-1 against the spread as an underdog so far this season. But yeah, St. John's is having its own struggles here right now, coming in with just a 3-7 spread mark in their last 10 games. coming into this one. St. John's is just 1-7 actually in their last 8 games overall. Now St. John's has covered 5 of the last 6 meetings against Buffalo overall. I mean against Butler, and Butler's just 2-6 against the spread in their last 8 games overall as well. Although, like I said, they're off to a pretty good start. 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone under. St. John's is 4-9 to the under as a favorite. They've gone under in 7 of their last 8 games. Now Butler's gone over in a few games here, but they're not a tremendous over at all. At 161, I got to take the under here in this one. This is also, one of those high watermark games here. The last 18 games between these two teams has never produced more than 156 points. That's 18 straight meetings between St. John's and Butler have been 156 points or less. Now, granted, these two teams, especially here, I don't know. St. John's isn't really showing a lot of offense here right now. I mean, they're both about 140th, around the 140th in scoring here, and you have this high total. It's not like these two teams are producing a lot of overs. And like I said, that's a pretty good stat. I got to take the under in this one. That sounds like a premium. Like I said, to be fair, they have come close here. Oh, no, it was 78. They met 3 times last season. They met in the conference tournament as well. So St. John's has, owned this series here, like I said, of late, winning 5 straight, I think, here right now, and covered them. The last one that Butler covered was the last game they played, and it was at St. John's. It was a tournament game last March, and St. John's got the win and the cover in that one. Let's see. And Butler, the cover that they got was by a half a point too. So, okay, I flubbed that one up pretty good. But let's see what you guys have as we get in the college. You just got more comments. All right, here we go. Butler for Robot Clock. St. John's couldn't even beat Providence right now. Yeah, they're not really looking that well right now, no doubt. Thank you to Nunya talking about some other action in there. And let's see here. Greg is here. He says he's got it 83-78. So see Greg right there. That goes to show you what the expectations are for these teams. Like I said, these teams have not scored over 156 points in 18 straight games, and even Greg's numbers have it as 161. So you definitely have to consider what he's saying there. All right. Senna says, what's the money line for Butler? Because the big dogs are cashing here right now. Yeah, about $1.70 probably. Robot Clock under and money line on Butler. Mr. Wesker says St. John's leads it 16-11, and it's 6 straight. Okay, yeah, 6 straight, 5-1 ATS. Is that right, Mr. Wesker? Great job there. All right. And okay, I think that's it from this game. And Robot Glock says it might even get bet down. So I don't want the over, that's for sure. I'm going under. I think that some trends are pretty good. That one feels pretty good. Next up, we got Georgia taking on Florida State. Florida. Of course, they're taking on Florida here. SEC action for Tuesday night. Georgia coming in ranked 18th at 13-1. Florida just 9-5 right now for the champs, but they were heating up in time for conference play. Then boom, they lost to Missouri 76-74 on the road as a 6.5-point favorite there. And look at this line. I mean, I think it's moved here on this, hasn't it? It's moved on us a little bit. Let me take a look at what it is right now. It is 9.5. with this one. So man, they're laying Florida here, despite the fact that uh, yeah, no, Georgia, it wasn't a difficult schedule, and they did just beat Auburn 104-100 in overtime as a 6.5 point favorite. Georgia hasn't been a great cover so far here, struggling actually, just 3-7 in their last 10. But same thing for Florida; they've been a dismal cover, 4-10 ATS so far this season. They're 1-9 against the spread at home, and you have this rising. Spread here like they're going to blow out Georgia. They might. Maybe this is a spot for them to get a little bit healthy. I mean, they have dominated this series, but Georgia won the last meeting back last February, 88-83 at home as a 6.5 point underdog. So I don't know. I mean, you got a Florida team here, 1-9 ATS at home right now, laying an increased spread on a sharp move overnight. It doesn't feel like something you really want to be doing here right now with the Gators. Uh, you know, talk about overrated with these numbers right now. That feels like it. Let's see what you guys have in the chat, but it's going to be hard to get me off this one. I know Georgia's lost 12 of the last 13 meetings to the Gators, that's for sure. But Georgia just 1-4 against the spread in their last 5. Florida 1-4 against the spread in their last 5. 5 straight meetings between these two teams have gone over. But again, this is another one of those historical totals here right now. And again, we're seeing high totals. We're seeing more scoring here. That's something I understand, but usually these, Georgia conference games just rarely get over this type of number. They usually will be able to keep a team down defensively a little bit. Now, Florida is 3-6 to the under as a favorite. Georgia is 2-0 to the over as a dog, and they're 9-5 to the over overall. And this total has definitely been going up here. It feels like a little bit, but look, I got to try Georgia, man. Come on. I mean, look, Florida. At 9.5 here, a team that's 1-9 ATS at home. Now, there's no doubt the schedule was not like this. They were laying 35, 40 points to some of those teams, no doubt about it, and just weren't getting it done there. So I'm not saying that they're not still a strong team, but they did just fail a 6.5 point spread. Granted, it was on the road at Missouri, but finally got into conference play, and they still weren't covering. So I'm going to try Georgia here. See what you guys have in the chat. Man, you guys are on fire in the chat right now today. I really appreciate it. Wow. All right. Robot Glock says, hey, can we play this one in Jacksonville tonight? Well, all right. Georgia ATS. Mr. Westwood wasn't sure. All right. Nunya says, let's see here. Apologize, everyone, when you comment about a different game on this show. I really only show the comments about the game we're on because of the, that's the one thing I also want to tout to all the people in the chat, my regulars here. But, we have a great staff that chops up these videos and then they go out as individual plays. And those shows, those little videos get viewed a couple hundred times. So your picks do go out to those, and the instruction is I only show what we're talking about on the screen because of that little feature that we have here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. Georgia ranked and getting 10 points. What the heck? And Georgia is ascending too, right? Are they? Yeah, I think so. I mean, look, this is a legitimate winning streak for Georgia and their record right now. Granted, they have not covered a spread in the last couple of weeks, but they also, similar to Florida, weren't covering 30 and 40 points. Got to take Georgia money line, says Robot Clock. Also, Nunya says got to do it too. Greg, though, is going to stick with it here. He's like Florida to blow them out here. And Sinna says, I can't even figure out these line moves. Stats don't lie. I hope I've got the intonation right there on what Sinna figured out saying. Right? We just, the thing is, right, when you don't go with it and then it comes in, you're like, why didn't we do it? And then when it fails, you feel like a fool. All right. Oh, there it is. Thank you. Great. Yes, 88-83. Georgia did get the win there. Under for Timmy Tushu. Georgia almost lost to Auburn at home. Yeah, it was did not cover the spread in that one for sure. And what about the injuries here in this one? Is that what Nunya's saying here? Um, Sonchukwu Cyril is questionable for Georgia. All right, Georgia 8 straight wins. They're going right now. And Greg says Florida might crush this team, actually. Georgia plays better at home, not on the road. Yeah, only the third true road game here right now. But I'd still point out 1-9 ATS at home for Florida. But most of those were laying 20 and 30 and more. Okay, let's see here. Florida's got the bigger team, says Mr. Weskers. Miss Timmy says he does not like going with the over in Florida game. Yeah, then no, they're falling short a lot, especially as a favorite right now. Easy cover for Florida, says Greg. All right, I'm on Georgia. All right, next up, let's go to Duke and Louisville here. This is another one kind of got some historical tendencies here with the Blue Devils and the Cardinals here. Let's get into it here with these two. Got Duke here, just a 1-point favorite. Louisville's won here. Oh, they're on a long home winning streak right now, dating back to last season. Man, it's got to be 18 or 19 games right now for Louisville. They're 11-3 overall. Duke comes in 13-1. They're ranked 6th in the country. Louisville comes in here ranked 20th right now in the country, but this one's pretty much a toss-up, especially with this Louisville team 8-0 right now at home. They've won, like I said, it's either 18 or 19 straight games at home right now between these two. Duke here just 3-7 against the spread. Their last 10 games overall, 4-5 against the spread on the road. Louisville is 6-2 against the spread at home right now. Louisville's 7-10, 7-3 against the spread in their last 10. It's 19 straight games I see here right now. Duke is 5-1-1 against the spread against Louisville here. They basically beat them here in, I believe, 5 or 6 straight meetings. Duke just 1-7 against the spread overall in their last 8 games coming into this one. But man, I want to try Duke here. I think this is the spot to end that winning streak. Let's see what you have. This has not been good. I can't sell you on this spread record right now of Duke. They're not covering much at all. They failed against Florida State in a win. They failed against Georgia Tech in a win. They're basically barely winning these games, and they're 10, 15, 20, 25 point favorites. They did lose to Texas Tech, remember, in that game. They were favored by 9.5. They did beat Michigan State. So we had a nice game here for sure. But man, I'm taking Duke. I got to take Duke, you guys. I can't pass on Duke at a pick 'em here or -1. Maybe even 1.5 here at some spots right now. And this total at 161.5. Let's see what you guys have. I can't wait to see what you guys have in this one. Personal account says don't bet Duke. Oh, great. I should have looked at the chat first. Personal account says Louisville's the side here. And Duke for, hey, Nexus. Hi, Nexus. Good to see you. Nexus is on Duke. Robot Glocks on the Cardinals here. Cinna figured out says you guys are scared to take Lou. Well, I don't know. Cinna, look. Robot Glocks on them. Personal accounts on them. I'm not on them. That's who's not on them. Greg's on him too. He likes Louisville to win the game outright. Look, you guys are again. Maybe I'm just some old head that just wants Duke all the time. Why is the number one? Cinna figured out, thinks that should be a bigger spread. Duke looked bad against Florida State in that game. They, you know what, it definitely was a rugged game there for Duke. They needed every basket at the late part of the game there just to get the win. All right, Nunya, great. Nexus is on Duke with me at least here. I think Timmy Chushes might be behind us a little bit. Nunya says he's going to be rooting for Duke. Nexus says Duke not winning this one. Oh, wait a minute. Nexus, Louisville not winning. Okay, gotcha, Nexus. All right. Louisville was looking forward to this game. Maybe that's why they looked past Stanford. I think that's what Nunya is saying there. Greg was saying there. Yeah. Louisville lost to Stanford on the road, 80-67. They do have a conference win over Cal here. Greg says Louisville ain't losing 2 in a row. All right, I got you. Maybe Duke's not all that this year. I don't know. Who do you guys like so far as the player of the year? You know, is Boozer in your top 3? Is he in your top 5? Is he your number 1? Player here so far this season? Who do you have as maybe the number 1 player here in the country so far? You got to think right now. You got to consider DeBonsa of BYU, right? You got to put him in there. You got to put who else are you going to put in there right now? Oh God, who? Boozer hands down for Greg. He says there. Okay, I gotcha. Okay. The kid from Michigan, nobody can pronounce his name. Landenborg. Yaxel Landenborg of Michigan. That's what I heard Vegas Al talking about him earlier. I think he's actually out of the game today against Penn State. I'm not covering that game, but let me look at that real quick. I heard Vegas Al talking about it, but then I thought, let me see here. But I think Lindenborg, at least he's on the injury list, right? He's questionable with a calf injury. So just note that for Michigan there in that game. But he's a pretty durable guy so far from what we've seen, right? I mean, I'd actually probably Boozer's great. Boozer's got it probably handled. Oh, Jefferson from Iowa State, you got to put him in there as well. All right. Great job on that one, you guys, with that game. And we're moving on. Central Florida and Oklahoma State here tonight. You got Oklahoma State favored in this one by 3. Total here 173. Central Florida's 12-1. They're ranked 25th here in the nation, and they're an underdog against Oklahoma State here, 12-2 right now. Oklahoma State coming in off of a loss here. Should be noted, Central Florida is the ranked team. Oklahoma State is not. They both have pretty strong records. Oklahoma State lost to Texas Tech on the road. They got blasted last time out by 22 points. Central Florida, meanwhile, they are on a winning streak coming into this one. For Central Florida here, they won 10 straight, I believe, right now, and also are 4-1 against the spread their last 5 games. Central Florida also 4-1 ATS in their last 5 against the Cowboys, actually coming in. Oklahoma State's failed to cover in 4 of their last 5 games right now, and they have gone over in 10 of their last 11. Talking about the Oklahoma State Cowboys, 7-1 to the over as a favorite, although Central Florida does tend to go under here right now, 1-3 to the under as a dog. Central Florida has gone under in 4 of their last 6. They are coming in here facing an Oklahoma State team that is, undefeated at home so far, and they're favored. But man, this is going to be a good game. Let's see what you guys have. Central Florida, we had them against KU over the weekend there in that 81-75 victory. They did fail against Florida Atlantic, but still did beat them. They covered against Gulf Coast, covered against Mercer, covered against Towson. Meanwhile, Oklahoma State failed against Fullerton in a win, failed against Kansas City in a win, and lost to Oklahoma here recently as well. So let's see what you have here in this one. Feels like, man, I'm going to go to the chat, but might be on the Knights again after that win. All right, anything here in this one? Hope I picked. I didn't catch it by surprise here. Like I said, there were some other pretty decent games, but I thought this one stood out. Okay, OSU is going to put the money in your account, says Senna. Greg says here he likes the Knights. And Robot Glock also on the Knights here. I think Timmy Chushu is like an Oregon State. And Senna says, take the Cowboys with more points for the money. Greg says UCF did look good against Kansas in that game. All right. Yeah, I'm on Central Florida here, plus the points here. Probably a little money line, a little sprinkle of money line. Taking Central Florida in this one. Timmy says, lay it. Big Ten action here, UCLA and Wisconsin in Madison on Tuesday night. UCLA comes in 10-4, Wisconsin 9-5. Wisconsin laying 3.5 of the total 152 here in this one. You've got Wisconsin and UCLA both coming in off of a loss. Wisconsin lost to Purdue 89-73 as a 5.5-point dog at home. Actually been struggling a little bit to the number here of late. UCLA, meanwhile, off of a road loss here to Iowa a few days ago as they're on a little road trip out here right now. They did beat Irvine and covered at home. They beat Cal Poly and failed as a 24-point favorite. They did beat ASU by 13 as a 9.5-point favorite. They covered against Gonzaga. So UCLA here is 10-4 here so far, straight up. Just 1-3 against the spread on the road for the Bruins right now. Bruins have gone over in 3 of their 4 road games. Wisconsin, meanwhile, 7-4 to the over at home. Wisconsin's gone under in 4 of their last 5 games overall, but UCLA has gone over in 10 of their last 14 games on the road, dating back to last season. I need your help on this one because I'm not sure where I'm going. I have a couple of picks ready, but I want to see what you guys have to say in the chat, and maybe I'll just agree with you, or maybe I got to go to the side or total in this one. Let's see what you have with the Bruins here taking on Wisconsin. The two teams met here last year. The game was at UCLA, and UCLA won it 85-83 as a 4-point favorite. They also met in the conference tournament, and it was Wisconsin crushing UCLA in that one, 86-70. All right, I got to hear from you guys. Let's go in the chat. Here we go. Wisconsin just to fix themselves in this one. Greg Gibson here says 78-73 Wisconsin here, liking the Badgers. Robot Glock likes under and the money line here for Whiskey. And Mr. Wesker says, I've been rooting for UCLA since they played Arkansas in the championship game. How about that? UCLA can't beat them, says Greg. Nunda says UCLA, but the wallet says Whiskey. Oh, boy. And it's just Wisconsin is at home, and that can be for some people just enough to put them on the right move there. It feels like, huh? All right, I got to go under in this one with UCLA and Wisconsin. Give me the under with these two. I don't think I have the trends to prove it here necessarily, but I just think like that that's what the matchup will dictate here between these two. Give me the under in this one with Wisconsin and UCLA. And one more. How about Texas Tech taking on Houston here? Houston coming in here 13-1. They're ranked 7th. Texas Tech's 11-3. They're ranked 14th. We got a good tilt here for sure with these two. Texas Tech is just 1-5 in their last 6 games ATS against Houston. Houston's covered 5 of their last 6 coming into this one. Houston also has gone over in 4 of their last 6 matchups against Texas Tech. But this is another one of those historical situations here again where these totals just get kind of crazy here with the 2 teams. And then you wonder, is it still going to go that way? See if I have it here. I do want to get your plays in the chat, so let me know what you have in this one. Houston comes in here right now with a record of just 3-6 against the spread as a favorite, but Texas Tech is 1-2 against the spread as a dog. Houston in these games at home, I mean, it rarely gets up to 141 points. I mean, I know Texas Tech is a different animal here. We're seeing a really terrific team. They just scored 102 points against Oklahoma State, but doesn't Houston change things on you a little bit? I mean, isn't it just different when you play Houston, even if you are Texas Tech? I mean, look, Houston may go down, but I don't think they're going to give into the tempo in this one, right? Isn't that the way it goes with when you're Houston? Look, their conference game against Cincinnati was 67-60. I know that's different. Cincinnati's not Texas Tech either here, but Houston at home, they just keep you down. I mean, usually you look historically at these Houston home games, you rarely see anything close to 141 points. The last meeting here, they did play a game to 163 points last year. It went way over. It was here at Houston. It was 82-81. Tech actually won the game as a 9.5-point favorite. So maybe I stand corrected. Although when they did meet later in the second go round, it was 69-61, and that one was at Texas Tech. So let me go to the chat here. I just don't know if I can go. I think I've got to go under in this game. Maybe I just see these Houston games. You guys see them as much as I do. Yeah, they can go over when they're playing a good team sometimes. That does happen. But I don't think it's for lack of trying to do the things that they are looking to do. All right, and there you go. Personal accounts rattling off all of his favorite hogs there, I think, was it? All right, team total, but Houston wins. Texas Tech, but Houston wins. Mr. Wesker's Houston ATS. Houston not playing their best ball yet. How about that? Greg says, great game. It'll be a great game. He likes an under. He likes it kind of way under. I'm on the under. I can't get away from this. Give me the under here on Night Moves with Texas Tech and Houston. Greg says under for sure. Texas Tech defense ain't as good as Houston's by a mile. You got that right, Nunya. It's just a different type of team. And Houston's shooters get it done, and then it's probably going over, though, I'm afraid, huh? Texas Tech could win, says Greg. Greg says, oh, it is a defensive game. Sure. Oh, Mr. Wesker's great to see you as always. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're done with the basketball, so you can go. You're excused. All right, we're going to go to the hockey next. But, hey, other good games on this card. Don't sleep on them, man. You got Texas and Tennessee, TCU and Kansas. Can't go over them all, but I guarantee I'll have premiums in college basketball tomorrow over at Tony'sPicks.com. So, all right, let's get going here to the hockey tonight. It's a big card, so for sure. Let's get to it. Going to start off here with the Avalanche on the road, taking on the Lightning with looks like Wedgwood here in the net against Vasilevsky. Pretty man, Colorado. Hey, could you believe it? Colorado here. Look, they've been great, no doubt about it. This has been a great season, but hey, they finally lost a game last night to Florida, or 2 nights ago, you know what I mean? But they lost to Florida 2-1 in regulation. Look, this should have been the game we should have been on Florida there. I couldn't pass. I was like, man, I can't take Colorado $1.25. They even went up to like $1.35 or 40, I think. But I was like, man, this has got to be the one, right? You're playing Florida here. I couldn't pass. I should have said this is the one, right? You're playing Florida. Florida's still a pretty good team. They're going to get better as the season goes along. You know this team is good. They're just not healthy. And going up against the Tampa Bay here, hey, could Colorado lose 2 in a row? I don't want to get too crazy here, but Tampa Bay is on fire here right now, and you're going to have to almost decide. I don't want to say decide between the two, because, again, you could just say, wow, I'm getting Colorado at $1.15. But Florida is one of the hottest teams in the league here right now for sure. Coming into this one right now, you've got for Florida here, for Tampa Bay here. Yeah, Florida's hot. Tampa Bay's hot. Tampa Bay's hot as well. They've won a bunch of games in a row here. They've been hot. And wins here over, thank you guys, wins over San Jose and LA on the road. They beat Anaheim on the road. They just swept their 3-game trip out there on the road. So take that. For the Avalanche, of course, they were on a long winning streak, but did lose last time out. They've still won 10 of their last 11. Tampa Bay's won 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams. Their winning streak, Tampa Bay, is currently at 7 in a row right now. 4 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over. 7 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams here in Tampa have gone over. Tampa's gone over in 5 straight, and Colorado's gone over in 4 of their last 5. So you do have two teams that are going, Colorado's going over a little bit here. They've been an under team most of the season. Believe me, they're 9-13 of the under on the road, 17-23 to the under overall this season, or 18-23 to the under overall this season. But Tampa, going over here a little bit right now, 11-9 to the over at home, and having a little bit of streak as well. So let's see what you got here. A little bit tricky here. Could Colorado lose a second game in a row? Could you dare try it? Maybe I just got to go with the total here, because who wants to go against these guys? I do. Let's go to the chat, though. I'm pretty sure I'll just see what you guys have. I can go with the total, too, here. I like them pretty much equal strength. Robot Glock is on the abs here. Natchez, anytime goal here for Timmy. That's it from you guys in the chat. Wow. All right. I love being popular here. Give me the Lightning. I'm going to try the Lightning here to win this one and give the Avalanche a second straight loss here in Florida. How about that? The Ducks are on the road, taking on the Flyers in this one. Rozek and Vladar in the pipes here. Anaheim 21-18-3. Philadelphia 21-12-7. The Ducks continue their losing ways. They got beat up bad last night at Washington, 7-4. Kind of came back, but then Washington put it away late, and right now the Ducks are slumping and struggling to get anything done here right now. Anaheim has lost 6 straight. They've lost 5 of their last 6 games to Philadelphia overall. Anaheim's just 1-5 in their last 6 games on the road. Meanwhile, for Philadelphia, they've won 4 of their last 6. They've gone over in 6 of their last 8 games overall coming into this one. 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone over here in Philly, and Anaheim's gone over in 5 straight right now. I can't believe this is 6 flat. I mean, I'm sure because Anaheim is struggling a little bit to score. There is mostly, in fact, I got to at least juice it up to 6 over 25 here, maybe even 6.5. I'll just go over. This has to be an over in this game. I'll take over here. Anaheim is 28-14 to the over this season, including 13-8 to the over on the road and 17-11 to the over as a dog. Philadelphia is 5-8 to the under as a favorite here, but this series is an over series. They might only meet twice a year, but they've gone over in 5 of their last 7. So give me the over in this one. And Timmy's on the under here, and so is Greg. He likes the Flyers also. All right. Oh, Timmy will be with me on the under, yeah. And Robot Glock says it's 6.5 over at plus money there on FanDuel. I don't mind that. Obviously, that 6 is pretty secure, but it is probably $1.25 or probably even more now looking at that line. Right, next up. Uh-oh, the Canucks are on the road. Who are they taking on? The mighty Sabres here. The hottest team in hockey finally lost. Could you believe it? The streak came to an end against Columbus. It was bound to happen. They still have won 10 of their last 11. Has Buffalo here. Vancouver's on a 3-game losing streak, although they've won 5 of their last 6 on the road. Vancouver's won 4 out of the last 6 meetings between these two teams. 4 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Buffalo already won the first meeting this season 3-2 at Buffalo won at Vancouver 3-2 in the first meeting of the season between these two teams. Buffalo, pretty big favorite here at $1.80 right now. And hey, maybe they can get back to their winning ways, or even some people still saying just a fluke winning streak, but it sure was impressive there for a while. And Vancouver's not playing very well. It's not a great role for them either.
Final.
Nothing is a great role for them. They are, however, 17-13 to the over is Vancouver when they're an underdog here. And I don't know, that might be the way this one goes, but I'm going to take the puck line here with Buffalo in this one. You know, Buffalo is a puck line favorite. 7-9. I mean, that is pretty, that's incredible, actually. And Vancouver's the puck line underdog is 18-12. I got to take Buffalo on the puck line here, get some plus money tonight in this one. And I'm not saying they're,
Final.
The team that's going to return and get another 10-game winning streak. I mean, after all, we talked about Colorado with the 2 10-game winning streaks already this season. But I'm going to take them here plus $1.40 on the puck line over Vancouver. And see what you got here. Sabres puck line for Robot Glock. Canucks seems like they're in trouble when they head out east. Yeah, this is the first game of the road trip here. They haven't been on an east road trip in a while. 3-2 Canucks, says Greg. And Timmy likes those Canucks. Oh, he likes them despite that. Okay. Now the Stars are on the road taking on the Hurricanes here. Got the Stars coming in 25-9-8. The Hurricanes 25-14-3. This would be the game of the day if Dallas wasn't in a big losing streak right now, a 5-game losing streak. Still probably the game of the day, but Dallas on a 5-game losing streak right now. Carolina's actually lost 3 of their last 4 overall, but they did beat New Jersey on the road last time out. Just a quick one-hitter. Up there, they had lost to Pittsburgh, Montreal, and Colorado. Before that, Carolina's dropped 6 of their last 9. Dallas has gone over in 5 straight on the road. Carolina's gone over in 6 of their last 9 and 4 of their last 5 at home. However, 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone under. These are over teams for sure. Carolina here at just $1.30 kind of catches my eye, I think, in this one. And I want to take the Canes here over Dallas. Could Dallas lose again right now? Here, this is a tough matchup. Now, Dallas is better at they're just good, but they're 13-3 on the road. 6-2 as an underdog. I mean, that is terrific, obviously. But Carolina still 13-8 at home this season. I'm going to take them here. I'm taking Carolina over Dallas at home, minus a little bit of change here. Let's see what you guys got in the chat. Greg says 4-3 Dallas. I think Greg and I are on opposite every game today. And Jimmy's on Dallas here. Robots with me on Carolina. And hey, I went 0-5 on this show yesterday. Full transparency. So I might be the fade train here. Although I could whine about two of the games. Okay, let's keep it going here with the Devils taking on the Islanders. Another decent one here. Devils 22-18-2. Islanders coming in 23-15-4. Both teams have won 2 of 3 coming in. New Jersey coming in off of a home loss to Carolina. Before that, beat Utah and Columbus. Islanders, meanwhile, beat Toronto in their last time out 4-3. They lost to Utah 7-2 and beat Chicago 3-2. Islanders here right now coming in. Look, a little bit. They've won 8 of their last 10 at home, 4 of their last 6 overall. New Jersey's actually lost 5 of their last 7 here of late. Do have 2 teams that are pretty solid unders here right now. 5 of the last 7 meetings between these 2 teams have gone under. New Jersey's gone under in 10 of their last 11. The Islanders have gone under in 7 of their last 10 overall. So I think it's going to be an under here. You got Markstrom and Sorokin expected here in the pipes. Islanders 11-17 to the under as a dog. Devils 9-15 to the under as a favorite. They've gone under in 5 straight on the road. I got to go under here at 5.5 with the Devils and the Isles here on Tuesday night. See what you have in the chat here in this one. Timmy's going to go with the Islanders here. Now personal accounts falling behind, I think. It's those commercials that come on, I think. Timothy Hawk on the under. Greg looking like he's on the under. He likes the Devils here. Robot Glock also says Islanders and unders, a 243 parlay. How about that? Thank you. Oh, you got the Panthers here now taking on the Maple Leafs with Bobrovsky on the road, a little bit of a favorite here, going up against Joseph Woll. Got the Panthers coming in here. We talked about them a little bit earlier. They're still 22-16-3, doing a pretty good job off that win, of course. Last time out over Colorado. Meanwhile, for Toronto here, they've won 2 of their last 3, but did fall to the Islanders the other night, 4-3. They did beat Winnipeg, and they beat New Jersey 4-0 back on the 30th. These 2 teams did meet back on December 2nd, and the Maple Leafs got the win in that one, 5-1. Toronto's won 5 straight at home and 4 of their last 6 overall, but Florida's gone 6-1 in their last 7 on the road. They've won 4 of the last 6 meetings between the 2 teams, and Florida's won 10 of their last 15 overall. These 2 teams kind of are pretty solid overs. Combined 47-35 to the over. Toronto's 15-9 to the over at home, and Florida's 18-13 to the over as a favorite. Florida's gone over in 6 of their last 8 games overall. Toronto's gone over here in a few as well of late. Their last 2, in fact, with the Islanders and the Winnipeg Jets combined, 18 goals in those 2 games. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these 2 teams have gone over. I'm going over here with the Panthers and the Maple Leafs. Let's make sure it didn't go up to 6.5. Of course, at DraftKings it is, but it is plus 115. So I like the over in this one for sure with the Panthers and the Maple Leafs. Hey, we got over 6 dozen of you here right now watching on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, the 50,000 subscriber juggernaut. Let's get ready. Let's take a look at the picks from the chat here, the Panthers and the Maple Leafs. Greg says take the Panthers there. And Timmy says we got Marchand, an anytime goal. Robot Glock over the 5.5. He's doing it. And Timmy's on Florida here as well. Got some good games here on Tuesday night. I don't know if this one qualifies. Vegas is having their woes right now. Look, they do go through one slump a year. They're playing the Jets, so something's got to give. But both teams are slumping right now, and you got to wonder if Vegas can turn it around. Fortunately, they're playing Winnipeg. They've beaten them in 9 of the last 10 meetings that these two teams have played. Vegas has lost 5 straight. The Jets have lost 9 straight right now. 8 of the last 12 meetings between these two teams have gone over. And look, you see these two, right? You got Winnipeg here, 10-5 to the over as an underdog. They're kind of an underdog in there, it looks like, right now. Last meeting, though, was a 4-0 Winnipeg win, kind of stopped their losing streak to Vegas, although this is the first meeting between the two teams this season. Man, you can't get Vegas a much cheaper price than this. They better win this one, man. Come on, Vegas. What are we doing here? They have won 9 of the last 10 meetings. That's what I'm going to trust here, that they'll be able to outscore them in this one. I'm going to take Vegas here on the road, and this one could get a little bit wild, I'm thinking. Hart, like I've said a little bit, really the stats just aren't there. I don't think for Hart just yet. Hellebuck, look, he's not having as solid of a campaign as you would expect, and right now he is having some issues here. So are the Jets, period, here right now. So, all right, we'll see though what you have here in the chat. Cooking along here on the show. Appreciate everyone being here. All right, let's see here. Contrarian over here for Timmy. That's what I think too. Greg says 4-3 Vegas. Timmy says Vegas and over. Could be an under, says Timmy, but he thinks maybe there will be some scoring. Robot Glock says I'll just lay it. I'll just take this puck line and lay the big number here. And you know what I say to that? I never have any problem. Use all the tools at your disposal. If you're taking a 220 in there, you can lay a 265 now and then. I got no problem with that. You'd be surprised. Now, I'm not saying I'm the super pro better. I try to be here. If I guess I was, I might not even be here. But you guys are the closest thing to friends I've got in the chat, so I gotta come here. Jets like to spend time in the penalty box. You could say that again. All right, I'm going to have to go with the Knights in this one. Predators on the road against the Oilers. You know who I'm on because I just keep betting the Predators game after game. Can't stop betting the Predators. And it's just that my rating right now is just high on the Predators. That's just all there is to it. Now, look, this isn't the best matchup here for the Predators. The Oilers have won 7 of the last 8 meetings between the two teams here in Edmonton, 13 of the last 15 meetings overall. Usually that's going to make me find a way to take Edmonton here, but I'm going to take Nashville again. Nashville's won 3 of their last 4 games coming in. They just beat Calgary on the road. They did lose to Seattle, but they had wins at Vegas, wins at Utah. This is a long road trip. There's no doubt about it. It's just that my ratings right now have very strong rating on Nashville here as a team that's going to continue to make waves, continue to improve. They're 19-18-4. It's been a long struggle after a slow start. They're starting to pick it up. I'm not saying that they're in even the top 10 teams right now in the league. I mean, they have their own problems in scoring for sure. They definitely, are getting decent goaltending with their guys here, and they have pretty good power play kill. as well, but I'm taking Nashville here in this one. I just can't stop taking Nashville. Uh, Usually, a season history like this, 13 of the last 15 Oilers have beaten Nashville here, but I'm on them. As far as the total's concerned here, the Oilers are an over team. 15 of their last 20 at home, dating back to last year, have gone over. Nashville, however, 12 and 16 to the under as a dog. Let's go to the chat and see what we got here. One note: the Rangers don't play tonight, but Shesterkin looks like he was got a pretty bad injury in there. He's probably going to miss some time. It looked like in that Ranger game last night. Shesterkin injured in the game there in an awkward situation. Okay. Ingram's no good, says Timmy. He likes the over in this one. Greg likes it. 4-3 Predators. Timothy likes it over here in this one. McDavid to get some points here or a goal. Last game of the trip, right? I almost don't want them to go there. Look, they didn't win them all, but it does feel like they did a pretty good job. I'd rather just they stay out on the road. They're playing well, says Greg. Okay, personal account on the under here. Thanks, you guys, for that one. Bruins and Kraken. Bruins come in here having won 2 in a row, 22-18-2. They are pretty streaky, no doubt about it, but they've won a couple in a row here over Edmonton and Vancouver. They're on the Northwest trip, if you will. This is their 5th game of the road trip right now. Meanwhile, for Seattle here, they've won 3 straight. They're one of the hotter teams in the league here currently. They just beat Calgary, although it was last night. They are on the back-to-back. Buffalo's actually had 2 days off here coming into this one. Buffalo, not an awful road proposition. I mean, Boston, not an awful road proposition here right now. Although Boston still has lost 6 of their last 8 overall. They've lost 4 of the last 6 games to Seattle. Boston here in this one does come in, though, like I said, not only with wins over Vancouver and Edmonton. They had started the trip on a bit of a losing streak. They seem to be going through these winning streak, losing streak, winning streak, losing streak. Seattle's won 7 of their last 8 games coming in right now. They've gone under in 6 of their last 7 at home in this one. I'm taking the Kraken at home here at even money. Give me Seattle over Boston in this one. All right, Greg says take the Kraken. Bruins will put an end to that streak, says Tim. And Greg says the Kraken have made me lots of money. Yeah, Kraken again. They've up 2.5 units on the road so far this season. Remember when they've always been a pretty solid road team. Timothy Hawk here on Seattle. They're at home here, obviously, in this one, but Seattle and under for Robot Glock. So we got some Seattle support in there, huh? Hey, let's go to the last one of the night. Not a great one here, but this is our last game with the. I say not a great one, but look, these 2 teams are holding their own, man. Columbus 18-16-7. San Jose's won 3 of their last 4. They're 20-18-3. They're having a nice season, man. Come on, this is great for the Sharks to just to be, fighting it here. One of the more profitable teams. Are they the most profitable team, or is it still Boston? Yeah, by far now. Seattle, the most profitable team in hockey, won over 10.5 units with this San Jose team this season. So it's hard not to want to back them. You know what? Columbus, this is a spot where they've actually had a little bit of success, but still, let's take a look. Columbus has won 5 of the last 6 meetings between the 2 teams. Teams have not met yet this season. Seattle did win the matchup here last year, 2-1 in a low there, obviously. 11 of the last 16 meetings between these 2 teams have gone under. Columbus has won 4 of their last 6 games. San Jose's gone over in 5 straight and 6 of their last 7 games overall coming in. San Jose here, right? Let me see here. Talking about these profitable teams, San Jose. Like I said, not only are they up 10.5 units, they're equal. They've won like 5.5 units on the road, 5.5 units at home. They're just very, very consistently way better than they were last year. Let's see what you got here. Columbus still one of the best favorites in the league, 9-3 as a favorite. So you might consider that, but Sharks just a good proposition at home. Let me see what you got. Maybe a tough game here a little bit, huh? And I want to hear from you in the chat. And then the show's over. Thank you, everybody. What a great night, huh? Have over 75 of you in here right now. So I wish I had some more sports to talk about. Here we go. Got some picks from the chat on this one. It's going to be Timmy says Columbus and San Jose are, kind of under teams right now. Yeah, more so. Although I will say that Columbus is 8-4 to the over on the road. Timothy Hawk here. He's on the Sharks. And Greg says the Blue Jackets going to put him on him 4-3 here. And let's see here. Sharks going to turn into a circus, but they played a circus, but they play tight. Okay. All right. Guess that's pretty much it for you guys, and pretty much it for our show. I gotta make my pick here in this one between these two right now, and I'll take the over with Columbus and San Jose. All right. This is going to do it for Night Moves here. Thanks, everybody, for joining me. I had a great night with you guys here on Tuesday morning here in Las Vegas. We're back tomorrow with more Night Moves. Make sure you head on over to Tony'sPicks.com and use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 15%. Pick up my premium pick package for tomorrow. I'm off to a pretty good start so far this year. Got a couple units there. We're a weekend, but plan on having a great year. You see my 7-day records there. Just, consistent winners right now. NFL, college football, NBA, college basketball. Hey, we gave you the winner last night. It wasn't part of our package here, but hey, we had the winner in the FCS championship game. And man, we're just 2 days away from the college football playoff semifinal games on Thursday and Friday with Miami of Florida and Ole Miss on Thursday and Oregon and Indiana on Friday. It's going to be a great weekend here. So please join me over at Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 15% off those day packages. And on these packages, they're already discounted. Pick my plays for just $33 a day. When you subscribe, you're going to get a nice handful of my best picks. You see me on some other shows, some other YouTube channels, but just know that my number one picks, this is where I start every day, right here at Tony's Picks. Tony's got a great channel, format, program, websites like none other right now. Some of those other, tout websites, if you will, the paid pick websites, it's hard to navigate. It's hard to find the records. This thing is smooth the way Tony's got it set up, man. I think it's one of the best out there for the multi-capper sites, and that's why I love being on it. And then I always start right here and put my best plays in here. Hey, I'm a high volume guy. I'm gonna have a lot of plays, but you pay for these boutique premium plays right here. So I only give it my best. A lot of people say, hey, you should play every game equally. We know that's not the case. We know you feel stronger about some games than others. I don't think you should have a 10-star and a 1-star, but I think, a 3, 4, 5-star might be better than a whole slate of, and that's the way I look at it. I play the landscape of betting sports. And when I sit down and I got all my notes here, so it looks like a little short note sheet, but it's not a big note sheet here, big note sheets here, and all that. So when I start with my programming and my picks, just know that these are the best I've got right here every day over at Tony'sPicks.com. Make sure you join Tony tomorrow with the crew in the morning. He's going to have his panelists going over the game, the action during the day. They got Rod with the Daily Dangle giving you all that hockey. Maybe I should be checking it out after my streak came to an end. We were hot in hockey, let's face it. But yeah, we've got more of the collar yesterday. And then, of course, you've got the happy hour with Rod, 5 Eastern and 2 Pacific. And then you've got Vegas Al here at night. And then all of our videos, Tony's shows, of course, as well here on the channel. All right, that's going to do it. Really appreciate you joining me here. I'll be back tomorrow with more night moves. Really appreciate the comments and from everyone in the chat as well. Great job. For Tony'sPicks.com, I'm Ramon Scott. So long from Night Moves.